And greetings NCLA and DPLA. This is my report of comprehensive recommendations from our budget project for Benson Middle School. I'm going to start by looking at just quickly going through an overview of some of the information and demographic data and school performance data that you've already seen and you've already worked with. I want to make a couple quick highlights that are some of the concerns that we've seen in the school as we access the data. First of all, we know that growth and performance in cohorts has declined as years have gone on. And second of all, there's a glaring gap in growth in GLP between white, black, and Hispanic students. While white students have fared about the same and black students have done much better with work recently done at the school, Hispanic students have lagged behind. Some of this could potentially be due to lack of parent engagement and potential language gaps that exist within the community in terms of parents accessing information for Hispanic students. So if you look at achievement reading again, you see the cohort declines. The teacher data for Benson and teacher working conditions data suggests that some of the improvement we need to make is in materials and PD, although overall teachers believe that the school is a good place to work and learn. So when we look at our school goals, we really know that the school wants to increase engagement for families. We know that school wants to seek professional development and growth from their teachers and implement some more kind of around the school, whole school supports for character ed and development. And so that leads us to our major recommendation for the school, which is that we tie in this culture, engagement, and teacher growth and professional development with a focus on rigor. This focus will look like a few things in our school. We're going to utilize the almost $300,000 budget we have available to do three core things with instruction at Benson. The first is we're going to hire a math interventionist and math coach to help cut down on some of those gaps that exist currently between students that are doing well and students that are struggling in math. And math has been a particular area of struggle for the school and an area of focus if they're going to move the school in the right direction. We'll use that math interventionist to create a math elective that is intervention additional time for targeted students, and the coach will provide support for teachers as we implement some new professional development and align it with some increased rigor in the math classroom as well as other classrooms. So we want to create a 21st century education framework for the school. This is going to be the major initiative to improve rigor. This is going to be a process in which the staff collaboratively comes together to design a framework, align the PD and resources to that framework, and then go about deciding on how they're going to coach and improve instruction throughout the school. And then finally, we're going to focus on students with the last piece of our plan, creating a Future Leaders Academy, Phantom Future Leaders, that will allow us to target certain students who are at risk in 5th grade early on and to provide them with the supports around their whole family and whole child that will allow them to grow. So let's look at the Phantom Future Leaders program first, because this is perhaps the most different kind of thing that we're doing. We're going to use those $45,000 of 069 funds to identify 25 incoming 5th graders based on their previous EOG scores and look at students who are at risk but who can succeed. Students who might be first-generation college students and students who might come from low socioeconomic backgrounds will be preferenced in this program. We're going to run a summer bridge program entering into their 5th grade year and then continuing to provide them with support year-round with tutors and volunteers and some teachers paid to run after-school groups. This particular program, again, will target those students that we think we can grow and build the leadership of within the school. We hope that if this model proves itself out and is successful in its first year, we can expand funding through grants to serve an additional cohort of 5th grade students every year while continuing to serve our initial student group. Now, the bulk of our spending is going to come in developing our 21st century education framework and aligning our PD with it. With this, we've decided to use the Engage, Empower, and Equip framework. We're going to engage our staff in a summer retreat that we're going to pay for and stipend them to go to. And we're going to align that retreat with some of the things that we want to do as a school. Allow staff to collaboratively develop a framework while also working in consult with a consulting team that we'll pay for through Title I funds. We're going to then empower them to participate, develop, and finalize this team, and then equip them with the coaching, the tools, and the time to go ahead and actually see that framework through. Well, some of those tools we use are Study Island for 8th grade science, NewsELA Pro, and Exact Path for all students in the school, and we'll be, of course, hiring that math coach and math interventionist to help support students in growth in math. The final piece, and I think a very important piece to this puzzle, is going to be equipping our school with a 21st century library using 031 funds and some of the state disadvantaged student supplemental funding to support the trainings and the space utilization for the library. We'll be buying Chromebooks and equipping the space so that it can be used as a project-based learning lab for teachers, a space for additional professional development and technology, as well as a space for after-school technology access for students, both within the Phantom Future Leaders program and for students and parents who don't have technology access at home. This can be a space that can really help with community engagement and provide a resource to the community that there might not otherwise be within a relative distance of home. So again, we plan on developing a cohort of students that will help lead our program in the school, building an instructional framework and aligning coaching and support with that, and then building a 21st century space to lead our rigorous instruction-based makeover of the school. Thank you.